Hi, everybody. I am so happy to be here. I am back on Thursdays. The time's a little different, but I am back on Thursdays. If you don't know, this is the Tracy Show, the Thursday edition. Um, just really, very, very glad to be here. Hopefully, we'll have some guests come in a little bit later. But again, I'm really happy to be back on Thursdays. I'm going to be um, getting back into the habit of going live on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and will continue my Saturday program. So, just again, I can't even say words to describe what I'm feeling right now. Um, Before we get to the topic, I got a few bills to pay. I need you all to subscribe. Subscribe to my channel. I have 248 subscribers. That means I'm 52 away from 300. Subscribing literally costs nothing. Um, and you can just hit the little subscribe button. Make sure you hit it. Again, we're really trying to get to 300 before the summer's end. So hit the subscribe button. Also remember to like this video, share this video, make a comment. Those things help us to be found in the algorithm. You can also support me on Patreon. Patreon support starts at $2 per month and it goes all the way up to 35. But definitely need your support. And speaking of financial report, I am sponsoring a fundraiser for this channel. I will talk about that at the end of the program, but it's August the 24th at, I believe, let me see what time that is. Saturday, August 24th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, Saturday, August the 24th, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be hosting a fundraiser. My goal is to raise $1,000. As you can tell, I definitely want a background. I definitely need new lighting. I have a computer, so now I need a new microphone, and the costs are just outrageous. I wouldn't be asking this if I didn't need it. So I will be talking about that this coming Tuesday. And like I said, I'm just really excited to be back. Sorry that I had to get some water. It is so hot. Um, and I'm just really excited about being back on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Um, like I said, I'll try not to. I will get to our topic. I promise I will get to our topic. Um, again, I can't keep saying it enough. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've been on a Thursday, and it's good to get back into the swing of things. Sorry, that hair is like right in front of my face. It's good to get back into the swing of things. So we'll try to be on. No, we will be on Tuesday and Thursday. It may not be at 6. It'll probably be closer to 7. But just keep your eyes open. So as you can see, the title of this show is Things About the Flintstones I Do Not Understand. So, as a child of the 80s, I grew up with a whole lot of cartoons that actually did come on in the 80s, but they were syndicated. And the Flintstones were just like one of those cartoons that I grew up with. Now, I'm not talking about the Flintstones kids, um, Pebbles and Bam Bam, Captain Caveman, which is a spinoff. I'm talking about the actual original Flintstones that was on like in the 60s, early 70s, maybe. That's the show I'm talking about. So, as a child, I guess I didn't notice a lot. But when I got to be an adult, I'm like, okay, I don't understand these things. This is not a numbered list. This is just me saying what I don't understand. And if there's something you don't understand and you don't hear me mention it, just drop it in the comments. Drop it in the comments. I love to have comments. Love to have comments. Love to have comments. So the theme song. I don't understand the theme song. So I'm gonna bring up the theme song. Um, because it doesn't make sense. And well, no, let me not say that. I don't understand. Well, no, no, we're not going to do it that way. The theme song doesn't make sense. So let me just bring it up. I'll read it to you, and then we'll we'll okay. So the song is called "Meet the Flintstones," which I just simply thought it was called the Flintstones, and I'm trying to bring up the words. And oh my gosh. Yeah, this is making me sick. Every time I have this up, it just disappears. Okay, so here it is. Here it is. Okay, so we're gonna read this and then you'll understand why I got a problem with this. So starts off Yabba Dabba Doo. Flintstones, meet the Flintstones. They're the modern Stone Age family. From the town of Bedrock, they're a page right out of history. Let's ride with the family down the street through the courtesy of Fred's 2 feet. When you're with the Flintstones, have a yabba dabba doo time. A dabba doo time will have a gay old time. So we're riding down the street by the courtesy of Fred's 2 feet. Why they have gas stations? Why? If look at some of those older cartoons, they definitely have gas stations. Why do they have gas stations? They literally pick the cars up and they use their feet to power them. But they have gas stations. Why? Why in the entire world would you need a gas station if the car is powered by Fred's 2 feet? That doesn't make any sense. Any sense. Um, it's just, again, these are things that I don't understand. Um, I'm trying to um, I just lost my train of thought there. Um, they definitely have gas stations, and I'm sitting here like, well, again, the cars are powered by Fred's 2 feet, or Barney's 2 feet, or whoever's driving's feet. But you notice when Wilma and Betty drive, they never use their feet. Maybe that's why they have a gas station. Maybe that's why they have a gas station because they. And I'm trying to think, like, what episode that I saw that gas station on. I'm trying to figure out what episode I saw that gas station on. And I know that they had a gas station. And it's getting on my nerves that I can't remember that episode. Yes. They did I can't even show this. But they had well here I can't see. Here I guess I can't you can't see it. There it is right there. And they got the nerve to have ethyl gas in a mammoth. That's not an elephant. That's a mammoth. Why? The cars are parked through Fred's 2 feet. Why? Why? Another thing I don't understand. And this is probably going to be an abbreviated show. So keep that in mind. Ah, that water is so good. Everybody's name has something to do with rocks. Now, I kind of get that, but they took it kind of like way overboard. They had, uh, of course, the Flintstones, Rubble, Pebble, Gladstone. Everybody had Stone or it's like some name, except for Bonanza. When Bonanza was on there, I don't think they had those names. Um, and then when Beat Witch was on there, I don't think they did. I think they might have used Samantha Stevenson because she was Pebble's nanny. Like, how did they afford a nanny and Wilma didn't even? I mean, Wilma was a stay-at-home mother. But anyway, apparently she needed help. But everybody had some type of iteration of Stone. It was Mr. Slate, the boss of the construction company that Fred worked for. Of course, we don't know what Barney did for a living. Um, there was Barney Rubble. There was Pebbles. And she had like two names because Pebbles comes from a stone, right? And Pebbles come from a rock or a stone, whichever one. Which y'all know which one I mean. Um, I don't like it. Just went too far. It went too far. I'll tell you what else got on my nerves. Like I don't understand. Um, this one, I can. This one. Oh, and put your comments in the comment section because I really would appreciate. I see people watching, but put something in the comments so I can say hello. So here's another one that annoys me. Pebbles and Bam Bam can sing, but they can't talk. Are you serious? They're sitting here just singing Let the Sun Shine In, and they're singing, but yet they never talk. Bam Bam literally says 2 words, Bam Bam. Pebbles doesn't talk at all, but they can sing in harmony like that? Okay, sure. Makes perfect sense to me. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, sure, all babies can talk. I mean, they can't talk, but they can all sing. Like, are you serious? Like, are you sitting here seriously gonna question or have me to believe that two babies can sing a full song but can't say a full sentence? Oh, okay, yeah, right. Next thing I didn't understand. Why did they have a television and no electricity? Like they had a television with the little remote control, but they had no electricity. Like what were they plugging the TV in? Like were they was there something like some little animal inside that was powering the TV? Because I don't think they ever showed that. I think that was to change the TV channel. But they literally had a television, oh, and a radio, but like no electricity. Okay, so you gonna have me believe that how? That's worse than Gilligan's Island, where the professor was out here building all this stuff but couldn't plug a hole in the boat. I don't know which one is worse. I don't know, but they're both pretty terrible. And I'm sorry, this little chunk of hair is getting on my nerves. Hold on a second. Okay, now that looks terrible, but it's still better than what it was. So, like, what? Like, did they expect it? You need electricity to turn on TVs. They didn't have any batteries. They didn't have electricity. They had no, yeah, and they were turning lights on and off. Like, where's this coming from? Like, candles would make kind of sense. Like, ew, they was having televisions with no electricity. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense, y'all. Help me to understand how come they had televisions but they didn't have electricity. That goes for also they had um, airplanes with pterodactyls. I think pterodactyls, but they just put the people on this little like seated panel like it wasn't gonna fall. Like, oh, okay, so I'm supposed to believe this. I mean, I know, like, you're supposed to, when you watch something, you suspend what you believe and you accept what they say. But this is just too much. I mean, they were literally out here, no TV, no electricity. They had radios. They were buying records. They had a record player. And yes, I know the little record player had the bird with the beak and it was on there. But what was making the record go around? What was making the record go around? You gotta stay like the. It's like I was a child, and I guess I just accepted it. But I should have been questioning this, right? I should have been like, hey, why do they have that TV, but there's no plug in it? I mean, they had the dishwasher with like the mammoth again because elephants wouldn't have been around in the BC times, so that would kind of make sense. And then the thing that they used to cut the grass. What was the animal that they used to cut the grass? Oh, somebody watching, tell me what the animal was that they used to cut the grass. Okay, so let me breeze off of that one because, again, TV, no electricity. You cannot expect me to be that dumb. What did Barney Rubble do for a living? He had like all these jobs, but he didn't work. And, you know, this one, my next rant is both of these together. So for a while, Betty and Barney did not have a child, right? Because somebody left Bam Bam on the steps, or they found him, or I forget what it was. So for a couple of seasons, they didn't have children. Why didn't Betty have a job? She's sitting here just living rent free and just had and maybe that's the agreement they set up, but you're telling me she couldn't have gotten some type of part-time job? She's out here just living her best life and shopping and taking that credit card. And yes, they did have credit cards. They actually had credit cards. Don't ask me how they had credit cards, but they did have credit cards, even though women at that time weren't allowed to get credit. Not in the BC times, but like when the cartoon originally came on, a lot of women didn't have credit cards because our system is whack and has treated women like garbage. But she was out here just living her best life. I mean, sure that's what they agreed on, but what was Barney doing? Like he worked at with Fred a little bit. They had that restaurant that only was open for one day. They always had some get rich quick scheme, but Fred always worked at the Slate Construction Company. I think that's what it was called. Barney was just like all over the place. He was the repo man. He was the baseball. I mean, he had all of these things, and I'm like, dude, what do you do? How was they sitting there affording all that food? Betty wasn't working, which again, I'm trying to understand. Okay, there's no child at home for you to take care of. That house that dirty, like Barney's out here making that big of a mess that you got to stay home all the time. And I am not knocking people that stay home and take care of the home. I'm just saying it looked kind of weird that there was no child and she wasn't even working. I can see when Bam Bam came. Well, okay, now she's got a reason. She's taking care of Bam Bam, who could only say 2 words, Bam Bam. But what was Barney out here doing? Like, how was he making money? They were buying, like, groceries, going on camping trips. They were, I mean, what? What was he doing? Like, what kind of job did he have? Or what kind of jobs? Because he definitely had more than one. Like, what did he do? Like, what did he do? I know what Wilma did. I know what Fred did. I even know what Betty did. But I don't know what Barney did. Like, what was he doing? What was he doing to give them the lifestyle that they were used to living? It doesn't make sense to me. Another thing that doesn't make sense to me. How did they have a garage? How? How did they have a garage? Like, okay, so the car is made out of stone. The roof is made out of cloth. Yeah, it never rained, but what if it did rain? Like, if it rained, the seats are gonna just dry out. It's stone. It's not like it's a cushion and you can just keep it cushiony. Like, what were they doing? They never washed the cars. I guess that's what they're called, cars. I mean, the cars didn't have doors. What were they having garages for? Literally. What were they having garages for? There's no point in them having a garage. They literally have a vehicle that runs by the power of feet, but they have gas stations. If it rains, which it never did, you're putting it in the garage for what reason? Like, what reason? There's no cushions on the seat. You're just sitting your bottom on stone. Tell me why they didn't get hemorrhoids. You tell me. Yeah, I said it. You tell me, because if you sit on stone, any amount of time your bottom is going to hurt. They sit here, did nobody think to put a pillow down or something, make cushions? Nope, just sit them on stone. And let's put the car in a garage so it doesn't get wet, even though it never rained. Okay, sure. Okay, whatever. It makes sense to me. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe that. I'm like, really? Really? Another thing that I could not understand is the place where, and I think this is getting into the Freemasons, so somebody can correct me. The place where Barney and Fred hung out was the lounge or the quarry or something. They would meet the Grand Poobah or whatever that was. No, wait a minute. Let me backtrack that. They went, I just had the one in my mind. This isn't on my list, but what was the name of the lodge that they were members of? Like, what was it called? And they wore those big hats, but I think that was like a tip to the Freemasons. Now, I could be totally wrong about that, but I'm thinking that's what it was. But back to the list. Okay, another thing I didn't understand. Why did they have pockets? Why did they? No, wait a minute, let me backtrack that. They had pockets, and they were small pockets, because you can see they were small pockets. But the things that they kept in their pockets were bigger than the pockets. For example, when Wilma pulled out that credit card, yes, they had credit cards. Don't ask me how, but they had credit cards. That credit card was bigger than the pocket that she had. How? How was that credit card, that huge credit card, fitting in that little pocket? It didn't make any sense. It's the episode where she says charge it, and she just buys stuff. Like another one. Girl, get a job. You're going to do all that, get a job. Yes, I said it. I know Pebbles came before Bam Bam, but it was a period where it wasn't no Pebbles and it wasn't no Bam Bam. And them two women was just eating off of Fred and Barney like they just out here. Like, really? really. But their pockets, they had those little bitty pockets, and they would pull out something like this size. They were like, yeah, let's pull out this. Let me pull out this in my little bitty pocket. That's not gonna fit. In the cartoon, it did. Yes, I know it's a cartoon. Yes, I know it's a cartoon. But come on. Those pockets were very small, and the items coming out of them were very, very large. Another thing I couldn't understand, the pets. Yes, I'm going to talk about Dino. Dino was a dinosaur. I know in the show they treated him like a dog. But are you kidding me? What was the name of that other one? The lion? Or the cheetah? Or because the Flintstones had two pets. They had Dino and that other one. What was the other one's name? Because it's like they just got rid of him or her for like no reason. I mean, they had a kid, they had Dino. He was like supposedly be like a dog. The other one was supposed to be like a cat, but I don't ever remember that cat in any episodes. I remember that cat in the closings because he locked Fred out of the house, and I don't know why he couldn't climb in the window through the hole because they didn't have windows. But okay, whatever. What was the name of that tiger, lion, cheetah, jaguar thing that the Flintstones had as a pet? I don't know. And then the Rebels had just Hopperoo, the kangaroo. I think that was I think Hopperoo was a kangaroo, but I still don't know the name of that tiger, lion. No, not lion. Tiger, cheetah, puma, jaguar thing. All I saw was at the end, but never in any episode. Why did they even waste time drawing that animal? And then they would have things like a mammoth, not an elephant, because like they gonna just keep that one part correct. Like don't put an elephant in there because that we take place before Christ, not after Christ. So you got to be kicking a mammoth, but you're gonna have the dinosaur like a dang on dog. Really, really. Um, I'm still trying to think of that cat's name. Because if you watch the closing of the Flintstones, you'll see that the cat, I think, locks Fred out the house. Because they say, and that cat will put up a fight and stay out for a night or something like that. I don't know the outro song. Um, Wait a minute, hold on. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Look up the outro song because there's a cat. I'm gonna find out the name of this cat. Okay, y'all be patient. What is the name of the Flintstones cat? Well, this is what it looks like. Well, no, that's Google. Okay, so yeah, it's like what that cat was like in no episodes, and you sitting there like, wait a minute, why they gonna say? Yeah, they got a whole. Okay, so I'm gonna get these. Let's see. Okay, so this is kind of similar to the intro song. So it's Flintstones, meet the Flintstones. They're the modern Stone Age family. From the town of Bedrock, they're a page right out of history. Someday, maybe Fred will win the fight. Then the cat will stay out for the night. When you're with the Flintstones, have a yabba dabba doo time, a dabba doo time, we'll have a gay old time, and then Fred yells Wilma. What's the name of the cat? Could somebody name that cat, tiger, lioness, lion? What was that cat name? Because I don't understand. He was never featured, or she was never featured in any episode, but was made reference to. Like, why did they even have the character if they wasn't going to put the character in any episodes? That's like Judy Winslow. Like, you notice how she was in that one. Well, no, I'm not even going to say that because the cat wasn't in any episodes. It was just Dino and then later on Hopperoo. I mean, come on. Just, no, you cannot do that. I mean, you can. It's your cartoon, your show. You can do whatever you want. But expecting nobody to question it, you're not expecting anybody to question it. Like, you're just expecting everybody to just say, okay, whatever. But yeah, that's the trivia question we'll answer next week. What is the name of the cat from the Flintstones that throws Fred out of the house, and for some reason he doesn't see that there's a hole in the wall because there's no windows, so he could have just climbed right in there, but okay, but he bams on the door instead. Okay, so here's another thing that I don't understand. Then I'm gonna get to my top one, because my top one I'm going head off because I can't with the top one. Okay, so we know about the Flintstones, and they have all these little innovative things, and you could tell at the time they were making fun of modern society, but they were using. Now we got a comment. The Flintstones was the bomb, but yeah, it didn't make any sense. You're like, wait a minute, and then and then what you say, and then like when you're a child. Okay, when you're a child of the '80s, you'll buy anything. You'll be like, oh, okay, Thundercats. Makes sense to me. A man goes around with cat paint on his face. Makes perfect sense. And then you get older, it's like, well, wait a minute. That don't make no sense. And I guess it wasn't supposed to make sense, but it just didn't. It, like I said, there's things about this show I don't understand. Okay, so the next one I don't understand is, did you ever see grocery stores? Like they had everything else, but did you ever see a grocery store? Did you see a grocery store anywhere in Bedrock? That's where they live. Where? I never saw a grocery store. Where were they getting all this food from? Like they had the restaurant, right, where they were making burgers and they sang that song, "Get your fries, fries, fries." That song. Where was they getting the food from? Like, they would have a barbecue, and I'm assuming it was a barbecue, and they would have like, I'm thinking it was supposed to be like ribs, and the ribs would be like so heavy it would tilt. Like, where was they buying this from? Where were they buying this food from? You never saw a grocery store. Wait a minute. Maybe a butcher. Yeah, but where was the butcher at? You never saw a butcher. You never saw anything. You just saw them. You didn't even see them come home with bags of groceries. You saw Wilma and Betty more with clothes and purses and hats than you did with groceries. Where was they? How could Fred be that big and they never go into the grocery store? And Brontosaurus burgers. Yes, that's what they sold. Oh my gosh. I mean, it was like, there's no grocery store anywhere. There's no grocery store anywhere. I mean, don't get me started on that, because that's literally, I'm like, and where was they keeping the food? Like, did you see a refrigerator anywhere? Like, if this is the modern Stone Age family, then you would have figured, oh, were they gonna have to put that food somewhere? I mean, they had a stove. But where was they putting the food at until it got to the stove? Like, there was no, I never saw a refrigerator. I never saw a grocery store, and I never saw a refrigerator. Never. You point out the episode to me, because I never saw it. I never saw them at a grocery store with all that food, and then when they got the food, where was they putting it? Where? You can't put it inside of an animal because that's disgusting. You can't, there's no ice because you need a refrigerator to make ice, right? So where was they putting this food at? Where were they putting the food at? They would, let's just say they had a grocery store. What was it called? What street was it on? Did they even have streets? They had police officers. Again, good water. And my last one. This one, I think you all better sit back a little bit because I've got to go off on this one. I don't understand it. I don't get it. It makes no sense to me. The Flintstones Christmas special. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? If the show takes place in BC, BC means before Christ. How you gonna have baby Jesus? Oh, and Santa Claus. Yeah, and the like, are you serious? Are you serious? You like what? Fred Flintstone out here he's a prophet now? What? For you to have a Christmas special, whose dumb idea was this? Yes, let's have a Christmas special. I can see Scooby-Doo having a Christmas special. I can see the Jetsons having a Christmas special. I can't see the Flintstones. Why did they have a Christmas special? Why did they have a Christmas special? This makes no sense at all. The show took place in BC, which means before Christ. They had dinosaurs. They had mammoths. They had all kinds of animals that didn't exist at the time that Christ walked the earth. But for some reason, they thought, you know what, let's do a Christmas special. And nobody said anything. We just let that go and nobody said, you know, well, maybe we should give that to the Jetsons because at least they were supposed to be in the 21st century, I think, or the 26th, whatever it was. And it's our fault because we didn't bring them to the carpet for this. We just said, yep, just go ahead and do it. Put baby Jesus right there in that little manger, or little, not manger. And you could tell, you saying, well, you know it was baby Jesus. Because they had like the little halo. They had the halo around the baby. And then, again, Santa Claus got into there. Did what? And they did 2 of them. No, I think they did 3 Christmas specials. Because they did the one where Fred Flintstone was Ebenezer Scrooge. Then they did the one where Pebbles and Bam Bam wanted to meet Santa Claus. Maybe that's when I'm getting it confused. Fred and Bam Bam. Bam Bam and Pebbles wanted to meet Santa Claus. And Fred ended up dressing like Santa Claus. And Pebbles said, Dad. Again, they can't talk, but they can sing in full song. Why did they think that a Christmas special was appropriate? It's not. It's not an appropriate thing for a show that takes place before Christ to have a Christmas episode. Now you're going to sit here and be like, well, wait a minute. I'm going to show you how this one. Because this is the one I'm literally like, what are you talking about? Yeah, I'm going to find this one. Just sitting there, just going to be all incorrect. Yep, so they had a Flintstone Christmas in 1977, which is a movie. A Flintstones Christmas Carol and Christmas Flintstone. That was actually an episode. Let's take that one. And they just said, and they got the nerve to have a Christmas tree. What? I don't understand this. This don't make no sense. How? And NBC, shame on y'all for airing it. Because y'all should have been like, well, wait a minute. This is BC, this is before. I mean, yeah, they had two Christmas specials. A Flintstone Christmas and the Flintstones Christmas Carol. So they did two. They sat here and said, you know what, we're not going to just do this mess once. We're going to turn around and do it twice. And I think, let me make sure I got this right. I don't think they did this one. Okay. Okay. Oh my gosh. Thank goodness they had enough sense to leave Easter alone. That's the only thing that they did right. They just said, you know what, even we can't do this. They they're out here messing with the children's minds. Like they're just having kids think, yeah, BC, yeah, before Christ, that the little white baby with the halo around it was Jesus, and he was right there, even though it's before BC, so the child wouldn't even been born. But hey, whatever. It's like, and then again, NBC, y'all didn't think, oh wait a minute, this isn't making sense. Y'all just went ahead and said, okay, let's just put it on there. Let's just do what we gotta do. Oh my gosh. I don't understand the need for a Flintstones Christmas or the second. They did two. They did two Christmas episodes. Not just one. They did two. Two movies, I'm sorry. Two movies. Why? Why? Oh my gosh. And I bet you Fred was Ebenezer. I bet you Fred was Ebenezer. I bet you there's no hesitation in my voice. There's no nothing. I'm pretty sure Fred was Ebenezer, and then Barney was little boy with the disablement, and then well wait a minute, it was now I'm starting to think. Now I'm starting to sit here and think. Wait a minute, who was who? I did. They didn't even think to. They didn't even think to say, "Hey, let's wait a minute." Oh my gosh. No, they didn't. Fred assumes the role of Scrooge, and Bam Bam plays Tiny Tim in this animated Who was Wilma? I, I don't understand it. I don't understand the need for a Christmas episode. Because you know, it's now shows nowadays they don't do Christmas episodes. But like back in the day, like everybody had a Christmas episode. Maybe that's why they did it. But for this show, it wouldn't have been necessary. Oh my. Okay, let me see. They don't tell who. Okay. And they had never have a community. Yeah, I'm reading this mess because this is okay. So this one is the Flintstones Christmas Carol. So this is the second one they made. I don't think Baby Jesus makes an appearance in this one. The Bedrock Community Players is mounting a Christmas Carol because it was written back then. I mean, Charles Dickens. See, this is my question. How did they know? But they had baby Jesus right there in that little crib, right there. He was right there. I'm like, how did they know? Apparently, Fred Flintstone was some type of prophet, and didn't nobody know about it. Cause I'm like, how? How did they think? Oh, this'll do it. This'll be it. So let me read this. Okay. So, oh my gosh. Okay, so this is getting on my nerves. Let me put that right there. I'm gonna put that right there. Let me go right here. Plot. The Bedrock Community Players, somehow they have a community theater. Theater wasn't even invented. Is mounting a Christmas carol, and all the town citizens are either planning to attend or be involved in the production. Barney is playing Bob Crackett with Betty as Mrs. Crackett and their son as Bam Bam. Mr. Slate is Jacob Marbley. Wilma is serving as the stage manager, while her daughter Pebbles plays Martha Crackett. Even Dino has a role of playing the Crackett's family pet. It is Fred, though, who has landed the leading role. Gee, wonder how that happened. Of Ebenezer Scrooge. Unfortunately, he has to let the role go. He's let the role go to his head. Thinking of himself as the star and spending all his time rehearsing. Women. Thinking of himself as the star and spending all his time rehearsing his lines rather than focusing on his job or family. At Christmas Eve, in his rush to get to work and complete Christmas shopping, Fred forgets that he must take Pebbles to cave care. Are you serious? Cave care? Cave care? Oh my gosh. He has to take her to cave care, and later pick her up from cave care. When Flair arrives at the theater, he discovers a furious woman who breaks down in tears. But does baby Jesus make a um they said cave care. They said cave care. See, I wish I had known about that in the You know what? I'm done, y'all. I'm done. I can't with this show. I cannot with this show. The Christmas special is the one that literally makes me scratch my head. They didn't do one Christmas special. They did two. They turned around and did two Christmas specials. Like, yep, we gonna get them with this. We gonna hit them with this. BC meaning before Christ, but somehow they gonna do a Christmas Carol written by Charles Dickens, who definitely wasn't born in BC. And then where they get the Bible references from? Oh my gosh, yo! I wish somebody from who wrote that sit here is alive to tell me why they thought this was a good idea. Why did they think a Christmas special, not one Christmas special, but two, would be a great idea? And I'm trying to find the little picture of little baby Jesus on the Flintstones, and I can't find it. Let's see. Because y'all sitting here, oh no, they knew just one. Yeah, Reddit tells you, okay, but I'm trying to find the little picture, and they don't have it. They just have them standing around at that Christmas tree. Like we didn't. I need somebody to explain this to me. I literally need somebody to explain to me why this show that takes place in BC thought, you know what, Christmas special, that'll do it. Thank goodness. Thank goodness they stayed away from Easter. Because then I'd have really been like, you know what? Y'all done went 2 steps too far. I don't understand it, y'all. I don't understand it. Ooh, I'm glad I got that out. Glad I got that out. So, as we come towards the end of the show, I have an announcement. I'm kind of made allusions to it at the beginning. So, with the campaign that I was on wounding down, I am now back to my Tuesday and Thursday show. The exact time, I believe it's going to be like 6:30. I know I did this one at 6 o'clock, but 6:30 I will be doing this show. I did kind of like a humorous one today, but the Tuesday show, I'm hoping to get some guests on to talk about a general strike and why we need it and why it's necessary. And then our Thursday show, um, I'm not sure what I'm going to do my Thursday show yet because I haven't found any third party candidates running for office just yet. But we will have a Thursday show one way or the other. So if you're not on my mailing list, be sure to subscribe. Um, subscribe. If you can't follow that link right there, if you're not subscribed, there should be like a little red button somewhere on your screen that says subscribe, and hit the notification bell because that's hitting the notification, subscribing and hitting the notification bell will tell you when I go live. Um, I also, because July is going to be a hectic month, I will be giving my thoughts on the sentence that Trump gets in the July 11th is his sentencing. So I am going to pop on for that. I'm going to be covering the RNC convention. Um, I was hoping to go to the DNC because it's in Chicago. I still may try to go up on Thursday, but with my finances as plenty as they are, I may not be able to go. But mostly, um, speaking of finances, August the 24th, I will be sponsoring the Tracy Media LLC fundraiser. If you're on my mailing list, you're automatically going to get a flyer. It will give you the cost. It will give you the link. It will give you a link if you can't make it and you still want to donate. The goal is to raise $1,000, so I can get an actual professional desk with a microphone, um, and lighting, which I still need. I now have my second computer, so we got that taken care of. So I am, again, I'm really pleased to be back. I really miss doing this. Like I said, the the Tuesday and Thursday show were really my footing. I'll still do my Saturday show. Congratulations to the 47th President of the United States, Dr. Cornel West. That will not disappear. I'm still doing that, but for a while, that's all I was doing. I will get back into my regular schedule of Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Um, and that's it. So I hope you all enjoyed my things about the Flintstones that I do not understand. I still don't understand the need for a Christmas special. It still makes no sense to me, but it is what it is. If you have some other funny topics that you want me to talk about, you can leave them in the comment section. Remember to share this video, like this video. Um, Again, comment on the video even after. I may do a replay next weekend, or no, not next weekend. Let's see, I go on break the 29th through the July 6th. So I'll just show this broadcast then. But I want to thank everybody. I'm surprised I kept this under an hour. Actually, I'm surprised it went as long as it did because I was expecting 45 minutes and I went 56 minutes, 28 seconds. So that shows you how much this show upsets me. Anyway, I want to thank you all for watching. Tune in next week and remember to have a great day. Bye bye.